Anthony S. Jackson here. Before we begin, a brief note for context. The ideas in this video come from my books Quiet Confidence and LeadershipOS. They approach leadership as a structural system, not a collection of behaviors or personality traits. This work is written for technical leaders who already carry real responsibility and want their teams to function with production-level rigor. Leaders who are no longer interested in reacting to volatility, relitigating decisions, or personally stabilizing every disruption. LeadershipOS frames leadership as architecture. It is about designing an environment where clarity persists, decisions stick, and velocity compounds instead of resetting under pressure. If that way of thinking resonates as we go, the books simply provide the full field guide behind it. Gen Z needs more feedback. Millennials need meaning. Boomers resist change. If an engineer proposed this as a system design principle, the design review would end early. If your leadership approach changes based on someone's birth year, your leadership system is unstable. Engineers see this failure mode immediately. When a system misbehaves, weak teams blame users. Strong teams inspect interfaces, contracts, and invariants. Leadership culture does the opposite. When teams disengage or stall, we do not audit decision rights, signal clarity, feedback latency, ownership boundaries. We relabel the users. Generational leadership is not insight. Instead, it is a refusal to debug the system. People are not systems is true, and irrelevant at the same time. People are not systems, but organizations are. Leadership is not about controlling people. However, it is about designing the environment in which they operate. People have constraints, cognitive load, ambiguity tolerance, trust thresholds, and response to uncertainty. Those constraints are not generational. In engineering, variance is the enemy of reliability. Different rules for different nodes create race conditions. Hidden exceptions produce unpredictable behavior, and inconsistent enforcement erodes trust in the system. That is precisely what leading generations differently introduces. From the outside, it looks compassionate. From the inside, it feels arbitrary. You can tune support, but you cannot change the contract. Quiet confidence is a stable leadership architecture. Quiet confidence leadership does not shift. It behaves predictably under pressure, keeps the signal clean, and applies the same standards regardless of who is in the room. A calm presence serves as an invariant, clarity as signal-to-noise control, and psychological safety as the absence of hidden rules. When leadership is stable, people no longer need to be handled differently. They understand the system, and they operate confidently within it. Let's talk about why the lie persists. Refactoring leadership is hard. It is easier to label people than to clarify, easier to run workshops than to define decision rights, and easier to talk about generations than to admit inconsistency. That is how systems rot. The uncomfortable truth is that strong leadership systems absorb human variance, while weak leadership systems blame it. If your leadership behavior changes depending on who is in the room, you are not adapting. You are compensating for a fragile design. When a system fails, do you blame the users or fix the architecture? Why should leadership be any different? If you are serious about designing your team environment with production-level rigor, start by diagnosing the system you are already operating. I created a short LeadershipOS Scorecard that reveals where your organization is structurally independent and where it remains personally dependent on you. It will show you whether velocity compounds or resets when volatility hits. You will find it below. It is purely diagnostic. It does not tell you what to think. It shows you what is true.